Hi everyone. So on this video, I'm going to speak about growth investing. There are some really high growth opportunities. For example, if you study Zomato, then Zomato went from almost like 55 rupees and it rose like crazy, right? So I myself made close to 100% plus run up on that stock. Similarly on Bitcoin, I had been buying Bitcoin. I had been speaking about Bitcoin for a while, but then in 2022, the Indian government, created a lot of issues for exchanges, whatnot. And उस टाइम पे de facto एक तरीके का बैन ही लग गया था, right? So since then, like from 2022, if we study the Bitcoin price, now it has gone up by 5 times since 2022. So this is again a fast growth asset. I'll discuss this. I'll discuss NSE. I'll discuss OYO. These are all some opportunities, fast growth opportunities in the market. There are some stocks, for example, Zomato. It has recently corrected by a lot. Similarly, you have Geo Finance, which has recently corrected by a lot. So I'll speak about these high growth, generally high growth opportunities. This video will be useful for you in case you are looking to add these type of high growth opportunities, because ultimately आपके portfolio की growth comes from these type of opportunities only. For example, in my portfolio, the best performing asset has been Bitcoin, and I have been a Bitcoin proponent, so very happy with my investment. So on this video, I'm going to systematically break down key updates regarding all these asset classes. Please listen to this video carefully. This is not a stock recommendation / asset class investment recommendation. You do whatever you like. I'm just simply giving you my commentary so that you get at least one side of the story. Please go, I encourage you, please go and watch contrary opinions. Whatever is right for your portfolio, please do that, right? All of us get very excited in terms of investing and growing our wealth. We should equally get excited in terms of enhancing our careers. One quick way of doing that is to attend a workshop that is happening. It is being done by Growth School, who are the partners of today's video. So the Growth School team has put together a 3-hour workshop on artificial intelligence. And by going through this workshop, you will be able to pick up nuanced skills that you need to know in order to enhance your career. This is usually a paid workshop, but for first 1500 people, this workshop is made completely free of cost. You just need to sign up using the links in the description and comment box. On this workshop, you will learn how to automate repetitive tasks, sort complex data in Excel, how to frame a business strategy, how to build a personal brand using AI, how to use AI to find and secure jobs, and strategies to negotiate salary hike. There are also 25 plus tools that will be given to you. So irrespective of the background that you come from, be it from finance, marketing, HR, freelancing, this workshop is going to be useful. So please consider joining the workshop by using the links. Okay, so with that, let's move to the main section of the video. And the first key asset that we are going to discuss is Bitcoin. And I will analyze Bitcoin on 4 key parameters. The first key parameter is that what is the level of risk that is there on Bitcoin right now? What is the potential return you could make? Third is this a trading opportunity? Trading means कि आपका 6-8 महीने में return बन जाएगा and you can exit. Or finally, it is more of an investment opportunity that you buy a little bit today, you just leave it for the next 5 years and see the magic. Okay, so these are the 4 key quadrants in which I will speak. Right? So here are a few key points that you need to know about Bitcoin, and then I will give you my commentary along these 4 channels, and last में summarize कर दूंगा मैं. So the first key point that people who are not aware of Bitcoin keep on arguing is that, you know what, Bitcoin fuddu asset hai, it has no real value, there is no value in Bitcoin, what can you do with it? See, number one guys, you have to educate yourself what Bitcoin can actually be used for versus not. Some countries have made Bitcoin their official currency. You can buy real estate in Dubai with Bitcoin. You can do a lot of things with Bitcoin. I can keep on like talking about it for the next 30 minutes, but it is not going to convince you. So I'll simply ask you that simply go and Google what is the use case of Bitcoin. You'll see a lot of use cases कि आप इससे ये कर सकते हो, वो कर सकते हो and all that stuff. But if I have to explain it to you in 30 seconds, what is the unique feature of Bitcoin? It is very simple that there is no asset class in the world, not even one single asset class, which is free from government control, and you can move it across borders. Now, what is the meaning of that and why is this such an important thing? Very simply put, that see, for example, if you own stocks or if you have cash in your account or if you have real estate, all of it can be seized by the governments all across the globe. I'm not targeting any country's government. All I'm simply telling you is that these assets can be seized by the government. Now, many people do not want, or at least have some part of their wealth logged into an asset which is outside the government's control. Now I'll say कि अच्छा gold खरीद के बैठ जाओ. You buy gold and you just hold on to that. That is also outside the purview of the government. But what if you have to move from country X to country Y? Can you just take gold bars in your pockets and move from country X to country Y? No, because आप दबोच लिए जाओगे at the airport, right? So that is where assets like Bitcoin come into the picture. Now you'll turn around, oh, ये तो आप गंदी चीजें सिखा रहे हो, right? I mean, are you like promoting like some negative things, this that stuff, terrorism होता है, ये वो होता है, and all. See guys, I'm not here for like intellectual debate. Okay, I'm just telling you what the utility of the asset class is and why do Bitcoiners believe in this. Yes, there are additional features of Bitcoin. For example, it has limited money supply, वगैरह वगैरह चीजें, but that happens with a lot of other assets. For example, gold also has, one could argue, fixed supply, right? Bitcoin also has fixed supply, but freedom that comes with Bitcoin is what allows or what entices a lot of people in that asset class. So this is the prime utility. It might be valuable for you, not valuable for you. I'm not here to make judgments. All I'm simply telling you, this is the use case. Now, if it appeals to you, if you feel that this appeal will go up with time, you could potentially be an investor in Bitcoin. Now, here are further points that you should know about it. See, right now, if we, and always look Bitcoin on logarithmic scale, you can go to this website called as Coin Market Cap, and it will tell you all the data points regarding Bitcoin. So what you will first and foremost see is कि देखो यार Trump के आने के बाद, like after Trump, because he is basically like a crypto supporter, so to say, he launched his own meme coin also. So you can see that it has gone up massively in price since then. So from a short-term perspective, is Bitcoin a great asset to buy in bulk? The short answer is absolutely not. Then comes that, can I run an SIP on Bitcoin? Potentially, yes, you can do it, because if an asset is volatile means that it goes up, then it goes down, all that stuff. Then running SIPs on that investment kind of makes sense. So you can have like a 12-month, 24-month aggregation window. And you can say that, boss, I'm going to invest like 5% of my capital in Bitcoin. Overall, my portfolio is 1 crore. So I want to invest like 5 lakhs. Now divide 5 lakhs by, let's say, 24 months. And जो भी number निकल के आता है, that is the SIP that you can run on Bitcoin. And it will average out things for you. So right now, does bulk investing make sense? No, it's not a tradable asset right now. Why? Two reasons. One is that it has given a lot of run up already. It is almost at its all-time high. Second is that the trading volume has been going down now, right? Which means that a correction might happen on it. Because in cryptos, momentum is a very important concept. Many people invest or trade in crypto purely on momentum. But this is a hyper growth asset, one of the best performing asset of the last decade, has given massive run up. So from that note, right, be a little bit careful in terms of how you are buying it. Is it an investable asset? Yes, right. So if you are investing it from a long-term perspective, you can definitely invest into it. So then comes the final section, that what is the risk reward on Bitcoin? That if I put like $100 today or 1 lakh rupee today, what can I expect after 5 years? So estimates tell us, and several studies have been done on Bitcoin, which kind of outlines the theory that say either Bitcoin is going to go to zero or it is going to become $1 million. So अभी तो ये 100,000 US dollars पे है, right? आप देख सकते हो कि it is 102 point something dollars, which is a 10x gain. Now this gain might happen in the next 20 years. Then also it's a good 35%, 40% CAGR from that angle. So if you have that level of horizon, so definitely you can consider it to be an investable asset. So this is what I would say. Now natural question comes that, okay, why do you think that, you know what, it will go up in value? So you can basically check this figure, and here what you will see is that's a green आपको lines जो दिख रही है, right? This bar. What it indicates is that these are basic institutional investors who are now investing or launching their ETFs. Now ETFs are basically a basket or a mutual fund for Bitcoin, so to say, right? And इसमें many large institutional investors have started building positions on Bitcoin because they get to launch an ETF on Bitcoin. Now this ETF is traded in the US public markets. If you want to buy ETF in the US public market, you can do that also. But the thing that you will notice is that, for example, take a look at this green chart, right? This is BlackRock. This is literally the number one or the most powerful asset manager on earth, जिनकी holding is crazy, right? And in fact, इन्होंने Geo Finance के साथ भी tie up किया हुआ है to launch like mutual funds in India. Now their holding on Bitcoin has gone up like crazy. Okay, so you yourself can see it. So when such powerful institutional investors are coming to an asset class, you need to start considering the possibility that, okay, this asset class is likely to keep on exhibiting growth. So this is the first asset class. The second is that you'll say that, okay, you know what, Bitcoin is not necessarily for me. Then what can I look into? Is there like growth opportunities in India? Now, unfortunately, what is happening is that right now, small and mid caps are going through massive correction. This is something that I covered on my YouTube member community also. Again, a small pitch that in case you are a smart investor, serious investor looking to invest money. So I teach investing from a global viewpoint. So joining the member community will help you understand how different asset classes function. I'll give you commentary across different asset classes. You'll become a more nuanced investor. You will learn portfolio management a little bit by your own. So all these points are going to help you out. So do check it out. Just join it for like 2 months. If you don't like it, it's a basic subscription model. We don't charge too much. Very basic money, right? So you try being at it. I want you to gain confidence from it, see the value in it. It's okay. So with that said, let's move to the second asset class, which is a growing asset class in India, and these are unlisted stocks. So let me quickly explain what unlisted stocks are. I had made a video here on Swiggy. So very quickly, just to help you understand what is the meaning of unlisted, it's very, very simple. Just 1 minute crash course here. See, unlisted में क्या होता है कि for example, you have a small company, right? For example, मान के चलो Zomato. Now, when Zomato started out, it was a small company. Then उसमें क्या होता है, उसमें there are like venture capitalists come, early investors come, then they do something called as seed funding, Series A, Series B, Shark Tank, आप देखते हो उसमें, right? So the size of the company keeps going up and up. Natural question comes कि भाई ये VCs जो है, ये sharks जो हैं, why are they investing money here? Because eventual goal is what? That one day this company is going to IPO, and if I invest like 100 rupees in this company pre-IPO, when this company becomes public, usme there will be a lot of interest, lot of media coverage, whatnot, and then the size of this will become like this. Okay, it will become like a really big company if it survives for that period of time, right? So that's the thesis, that post IPO companies typically grow. So if you invest in them in the unlisted or in this early phase, right, then these companies can grow really fast and generate a lot of wealth for investors. So there is a fairly high levels of risk when you are an angel investor, because you are picking a very small sized company. So unlisted stocks are somewhere in the middle, right? They haven't IPO'd yet, right? They are about to IPO, so to say. And they are not like, small, tiny that you are unable to understand the business. For example, let me give you a case study of OYO, right? Right now, it is quite evident that the company is likely to do its IPO. It is preparing all the bases. Now, what is the meaning of preparing all the bases? Investors liya hai. For example, Novama picked up OYO here, okay? Now, post picking it up, its valuation went up. Okay, so this is one. Now, Novama is a wealth manager. Now, they will work with wealth manager to bring this product or this company to the public market. So you will see Ritesh Agrawal doing a lot of PR. Bhai, wo faltu PR kyun karenge, right? Why? Because he is interested in bringing the IPO of his company, right? It's a perfect, legit way to increase the valuation of your company, right? So this is what the charm of investing in unlisted stocks is. कि यार इतनी अभी बातें नहीं हो रही हैं OYO की, but once OYO announces or files for an DRHP, then IPO का announcement एक तरीके से हो जाएगा, right? And then people will like, sort of jump onto the stock. Natural question comes that, hey, I want to invest in like OYO. How can I do it? So here is the complete study, right? And you can go on this website. You could consider investing via this. Additionally, you can take a look at all the fundamental data associated with any unlisted stock that you are considering. So for example, let me just quickly show it to you. So you go here, right? You study all the data for OYO. Look at key financials. What does it stand out? So यहाँ पे आप देखोगे, and इसमें आप right से left पढ़ना. This is financial year 2020. यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक. That it was a highly negative company. 6,000 crore का loss चल रहा था. धीरे धीरे होते हुए now it's operationally profitable. Very few big ticket startups are there in India which are operationally profitable now. So if a company which is operationally profitable right now, if it is getting into the public market, then you could say that case में speculation बहुत होगा stock में, right? So this is one. So you do the analysis there. Natural question comes कि you know what, OYO तो यार, you know what, इसका brand image इतना अच्छा नहीं है and all that stuff. Okay, see guys, you always need to understand the risk rewards, right? So one of the first quadrants that I was discussing. So if you take a look at this shows the complete timeline of OYO, so to say, right? And what was the valuation of OYO. So ये जो chart आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे, this shows the valuation of OYO. For example, you will see that in 2013 के आसपास it was like a $0 billion company. फिर धीरे होते कब तक, right? I mean, for example, in 2019 it was at $5 billion valuation. फिर उसके बाद, right, around 2018 2019 तक its valuation was close to 10 point something billion dollars. What is the current valuation of OYO? It is $4.5 billion. So that is the current valuation of OYO, and one of the big ticket investors, which is Novama, has picked up stake in OYO. Now again, this is not a recommendation कि भैया आप जाके लगा दो सारा पैसा घर बार बेच के and all that stuff. What I'm telling you is that, hey, this is a growth opportunity. If you are betting on opportunities where typical investors are not betting or are scared of, that is where real growth happens, right? So this is how you need to play it along with your portfolio. Okay, so then comes the third asset, which is Jio Finance, right? So Jio Finance के बारे में बहुत बात हुई है. So let me talk about it in 2 minutes. So for example, if you consider the price of Jio Finance, you will see that it had made its peak at roughly 380 rupees. Right now, the stock is at 250. So अच्छी खासी पिटाई हो चुकी है. कितने परसेंट हो गई? Almost like 30%, 30-35% पिटाई हो चुकी है इसकी, right? Now you will go and check the numbers कि यार देखते हैं इसका performance कैसी रही है. Okay, so see guys, I mean, now natural question, what is it that Jio Finance is currently doing? Okay, so again, nothing much has changed on Jio Finance. They have made a lot of announcements कि हम ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे and all that stuff, but nothing much has happened. What type of stock is it? It's a speculative stock. That's a simple point. Okay. Now, what are speculative stocks? Speculative stocks are broad-based. You are not looking at numbers right now. कि अच्छा इसका business इतना है, उतना है, and all that stuff. What you are more concerned about? Okay, who is Jio Finance tying up with? Are they moving into high-impact industries? Are they going to survive in the next 5 years? Number 2, are they going to handle regulations? Yes. Who are they tying up with? BlackRock, for what type of business? For mutual fund, which is a highly profitable business, right? They will blow away things, right? Now you go and try to guess कि यार ये अगली चीज क्या करने वाले हैं, right? कि for example, and इसके लिए आप पढ़ सकते हो जाके कि what is the mandate of Jio Financial Services. So you can see that hey, it is a Reliance Group company, right? And they created a demerged entity. It has an NBFC license already, which means क्या कि ये लोन वोन देंगे बहुत दबा के whenever the opportunity comes. They will run a payments back. Okay, that is going to happen. They have entered into a mutual fund industry business, right? They might go into wealth management, whatever, right? They are going to be in that high impact space, right? Now, if you are an investor, is this an investable asset? I would say yes, right? It's an investable asset. What about like, is it a tradable asset right now? Well, it depends on market circumstances. For example, right now, there is a lot of pitai happening in the market. Now, Nifty itself, if it corrects by another 5%, Jio Finance girega. High probability that it will fall. So you don't invest in like Jio Finance type of companies with the viewpoint कि अच्छा मेरे को कल बेच के निकलना है. If you only get into these type of stocks, be it OYO, be it Jio Finance, if you have a little bit of vision, if you understand where your growth is coming from. Fourth option is Zomato, right? Zomato को लेके बहुत बातें हुई हैं कि Zomato has given the guidance itself कि हमारे consumption slow down हो गया है, right? कि people are not ordering this much or whatever it is, and they themselves are expecting कि they will run into losses in the next 2 years. People just sold the stock like anything. So let's look at what is happening in terms of numbers. So okay, so last 12 months they are sitting on highest ever revenues, highest ever profits. Now if Zomato people are themselves telling कि see boss हमारा नुकसान हो सकता है, right? We can run into losses. Why would they run into losses? Because they might be doing something called as capital expenditure. For example, यहाँ पे जाके आप देखोगे, this is fixed asset. Look at the speed at which they have expanded their fixed assets. Which means what? कि जो भी profit आ रहा है company में, they are picking all that money, throwing that money into new initiatives with the hope कि अगले 2-3 साल में again, like we will be able to generate even more revenues and profits. So that's the game they are in. They are not a loss-making company per se, right? They have already depicted that they can be profitable. They can expand their business fast. They are trying to capture a lot of new businesses. For example, जैसे अभी hotels union वाले थे, I'm not able to recall the exact term. So basically, hotel union वाले थे, वो पड़ गए पीछे कि Swiggy and Zomato वालों के कि यार you guys are like going to launch your own hotel chains and whatever. Do you think that they are not going to do it? Zomato, Swiggy ones, they are going to do it, right? So that is likely to happen. Again, is it speculative? No, it is backed by fundamentals. यहाँ पे तो आप data भी देख सकते हो, right? So this is not a pure speculative trading stock. This is based on fundamentals. Now comes the final asset. Many of you would say that boss, you know what? Individual assets, I don't want to do it. Okay. It looks a little bit of risky, right? Then what can I potentially look at? So I will suggest something like XLK. Now this is a tech index in the US, which typically grows fast. So मैं XLK का comparison कर दूं QQQ, which is Nasdaq के साथ. So you will see that on a 5-6 year basis, right? So ये अपन देख लेते हैं, कहाँ से देख लेते हैं data? 2021 से देख लेते हैं. तो compared to QQQ, it has beaten QQQ, right? So by a little bit, right? I mean 10-11% it has beaten. So that's an alpha of 2-3% a year on Nasdaq, which is again one of the fastest growth index in the US. So if you're looking to do ETF investing, then this becomes a very fast growing asset. What exactly is XLK? Well, it's a subcategory of tech index. So in case you're looking to do index investing in the US, you can get started with Nasdaq, which are growth assets, XLK. These are growth, slightly lower risks asset. So just summarizing everything, whatever we have studied today, see, in terms of growth, I think BTC is going to be the fastest growth. Then comes something like OYO, NSE, which are in the unlisted space, right? Then you have something like XLK, Nasdaq, right? These are all good. Then you have tradable assets, right? So tradable plus investable इनको बोल सकते हैं. तो this will be Zomato. You have Jio Finance. ये bounce back पे depend करते हैं कि how much does Nifty recover, all that stuff. Then comes investable asset. See, this really depends on your time horizon, right? I mean, all of these things could be considered as investable assets or tradable assets depending on what your horizon is. If you're having just 1 year viewpoint and आपको इतनी risk नहीं लेनी, then basically from a trading point of view, something like XLK, Nasdaq works better because आपकी risk कम है. So you just put a stop loss and try to do whatever you can. But from a pure investment point of view, one of the best SIPs that you can run right now is BTC. If you have very less positions, if you already have a lot of positions, then just wait for a breakdown on BTC, right? Then that might be the right point to aggregate it. Okay. From an investment viewpoint, कि आपका 1-2 साल का vision है, then very likely that something like OYO could IPO. So you could consider these type of assets. So depending on the investor type, I have given all the choices. Now it's your wish what you want to do with it. In case you want to understand how to invest in Bitcoin, how to invest in unlisted space, how to invest in the US market, what are some of the best stocks to purchase, all that stuff, I write very detailed commentary on my YouTube member community. I will start making some exclusive videos for them also. So in case you are interested, please join the member community and check out the links in the description and comment box. I have given detailed explanation how you can go ahead and buy all these things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.